Hello, and welcome to Alchemy Mindset. I'm your host, Anna Hastie, business mindset coach for women and a sound healer. If you are ready to become the most aligned, magnetic, and confident businesswoman you are worthy and deserving of being, then this show is for you. This is where I share everything from mindset, energy, and spirituality, and how to embody your future self in business and life. Sprinkle that with deeply relaxing sound healings and meditations, and you have the Alchemy Mindset Podcast. Hit subscribe so you always get the latest episode. Now let's begin. Welcome back. Welcome to this episode of Alchemy Mindset. I am so excited to share with you what a limiting belief is and how they hold you back. Now, this episode, like a lot of my episodes, come from those times and moments when I'm experiencing something in life, whether it's coaching or supporting a client, whether it's me experiencing something personally, or from one of those download moments you get when you're in the shower. This episode sort of came about when I was on a recent retreat, and we were in like a group doing some journaling, and the question came up was like, what are your beliefs? And I think maybe we were journaling around certain topics, but what are beliefs? And one of the participants responded and said, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand what a belief is. Like, I'm not religious or spiritual, so what am I meant to write about? Like, what are these beliefs? And it made me realize that I walk and talk and sit in the mindset world every single day, and I talk about beliefs and limiting beliefs and things that are holding people back all the time. And this language is just fluent to me, right? But for someone else, they never really had thought about what beliefs might be beyond just religion and spirituality. And I thought, wow, maybe this is something I better clarify with you, my dear listener, before I lead you into next week's episode, where I share with you the technique and how I lead my clients from having a limiting belief in under 90 seconds. Like in a coaching chat, I actually help my clients shift and transform their beliefs in under 90 minutes, not seconds, minutes. What am I saying? So that's what I want to go through today, is talk about beliefs and where they come from, how they're formed, and 2 things you can easily do to help shift and change these beliefs right now outside of a coaching session, right? So when we think about beliefs, they can fall under other topics just beyond religion and spirituality. Like when I think of that wheel of life topics and categories, we've got family, friends, work, career, health and well-being, love, finances, community, all those kind of topics. And we may have beliefs that are really positive and empowering, such as take care of your health and you'll live a long and fulfilling life. Family always sticks together and supports each other. Do well in school and you'll do well in life. Like they're just a couple of ones that have just come off the top of my head. I'm sure you can, if you sat down and you looked at those wheel of life categories and I said, write down what your beliefs are about work and career and about your work and your career, what would you say? And beliefs are in a way that what I feel like they're the structure and they're the kind of like the guidance that we carry and have to help shape our world and to help us make good choices and to help us navigate life. They're kind of like what I would say like the compass or the foundations of who we are and how we operate. But on the other side, we can also have beliefs that are also limiting or negative, that are ones that are basically installed within our program just as much as the positive ones are, but they hold us back. They keep us stuck and in a place where we're not able to fulfill and live our full potential. Right? So it's almost like there's a belief that you have, say, for example, around business or having a long-lasting relationship, and it's like a cord or a rope that's tied around your stomach and it's anchored to the wall and it stops you from moving forwards, and it's constantly showing you repetitively the things that justify why it is hard to find a loving and supportive relationship, as well as perhaps that business isn't easy, business is dying, economic climate is not supportive to a small business. Anything that may be challenging you within your world, and that belief is supporting and constantly bringing evidence of that up for you. So here's where beliefs come from and how they're formed. From the ages of 0 to 7, we are literally a sponge to our environment. Everything that we're learning and receiving is from our people, our caregivers, our parents, our community, our loved ones, anybody who's there supporting, taking care of us, living with us, doing activities with us, they are showing us what life is about and helping us develop our own beliefs and stories about life. So, for example, when it comes to relationships, you may be struggling right now to find that loving, supportive person to have a long-lasting relationship with. You may have grown up with hearing other people or witnessing people, even your parents themselves, having difficulties within their relationships, or people saying things like, there's no more good men left out in the world, that all the good ones are taken, or hearing other people say, well, I don't need a man in my life, I'm fine on my own, and you may have started developing within you this belief that there are no good men left in the world. There's only the shit ones. That's why you keep finding them. Or perhaps that when it comes to business, maybe you were hearing growing up that, working for yourself is really hard. So-and-so over there, they never took a day off or a holiday because they had to work for themselves, or that, rich people are greedy, or that entrepreneurs never make it. They're always flipping and flopping from different business ventures, but nothing ever sticks. And that the only way to make a good living is to work for someone else. Like, you may have grown up with that kind of story, not directly told to you, but you've witnessed that. You've overheard these conversations. And this is what you've grown up with from the ages of 0 to 7, plus also the experiences that you've had from that time onwards. So, look at your teenage or adult life where you've dated different people, you've been in different relationships, or you've heard stories from other people. And the same with like that, whether it's around relationships and or business, right? What if you've witnessed like family friends who had businesses that just went bankrupt? And so then you've got, it's hard to make a living and hard to be in the business world for yourself because it's so unstable and everything fluctuates and nothing's permanent. Whereas working for someone else, you get a decent paycheck, you just turn up to work, you do your work, and you come home, etc., 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 blah, 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 right? Beliefs are great overall. They can keep us safe, and they can also help guide us and shape us to make good decisions. As I said, they help us formulate the world around us, but we can also have limiting ones that create problems, create resistance, and prevent us from attracting what we desire. So there's positive beliefs, or really supportive ones, empowering ones, and we've got our negative and limiting ones. Now, how you formulate them and get them, like as I said, could be a multitude of ways, but they obviously continuously filter out, and they're still playing an effect on your life right now, in no matter what you're doing, wherever you're going. If we're looking at a desire is something that's not imagined. Something that you deeply desire and you want to have. Like, for example, you want that loving, supportive relationship, or you want to have that successful, thriving business. It's something that your soul decided you would achieve and have in this lifetime. Before you were born, before your soul that you'd have in this lifetime. Before you were born, your soul wrote up a contract on the things you would experience, do, and have and learn in this lifetime. This is part of your soul's work and evolution, okay? This is why you are here on this planet, in this place called Earth School. It's in this moment in time, in this body, you are here to learn and have all these experiences so that in this lifetime, as well as next lifetimes, you can accelerate, help others to understand their true potential, and to overall help the collective and the planet reach its highest potential, which, let me say, we have not reached yet. We have not reached yet. But we are in the process of doing so. That's why there's so much shift and changes happening in the world around you, because things that were previously the way things were, is how I'm just going to air quote it, is no longer serving us, is no longer serving us. There is a massive shift happening within us, and some of us can understand it and, work with it, that we can understand it. We have this appreciation of what's happening and changing. And we know that this is exciting and it's really cool. And there's a lot of us who just have no flipping clue and they're really stuck and they're lost. And this is what's happening. For us that are able to move and live and achieve our desires, we are the example and the shining light to others that this is possible for them too, right? Everything is possible. There is infinite potential within us and for this whole entire planet. Nothing is lost. We are not going down the gurgler. I fully do not believe that. There is my belief. That is my belief. We are not going down the gurgler. Things are just about to get real. Things are about to shift and change. So if you have a desire, let's say it's towards business, you want to have a successful, thriving business, and it may look like that it not only supports you, your family, it gives you opportunities to have fun, grow, learn, and experience fun activities, to network, meet other people inside and outside of work. It feels so fulfilling and joyful. It allows you to go on holidays and give your family the best opportunities so they can reach their full potential. Like, wow, that's like a flippin' amazing, powerful desire right there. And it's one that's fully possible for you. It is 100%. So why doesn't it just happen? Why is it that maybe for some reason you just don't have, like, it's just not working out for you? That there are constantly problems coming up that are stopping you from moving forwards, or you're feeling challenged, or you're feeling like you're stuck and you're not able to move forwards. You feel like everybody else around you who is in business is doing amazing. And for you, it's like, oh, why is this not working out for me? Why is it easy for everybody else but not for you? Why is it that they are having better times and situations than you? This is where you'd want to look at those beliefs. This is where you would want to look at those patterns and behaviors, but in particular the beliefs. And are there any limiting beliefs there that are keeping you stuck and holding you back? Could be just one. But it's got a pretty powerful cord that's holding you back and anchoring you to that wall. It's like you want to, when you see people in those exercise, like Tough Mudder or like, boot camp things where they've got like a massive big tire strapped to them with a rope and they're like running forwards, but they're like leaning forwards and they're really struggling and they're really sweating and they're trying to like get momentum, but they're just not moving anywhere. A bit like that. So we've developed something called a limiting belief. And this belief is something that we have decided to take on and adopt, and it may have come up from our upbringing or it could come from current circumstances, but either way, we believe that this is the truth. This is our reality. However, here are some things that you can do to start shifting this, right? The first thing is to always question, when you're having a look at your business and what's going on around there, just ask yourself, what are my beliefs currently around business? What are the beliefs that I have about myself as a business owner? And if you're looking at relationships, let's say, what do I currently believe about myself about being and deserving and being worthy of a loving and supportive relationship? What are my beliefs that are true and supportive? And what is something that may not be? Is this belief mine or someone else's? And does this belief feel good inside or uncomfortable to me? Because when you have that sign that this belief doesn't feel right, like it actually doesn't sit right, it's for some reason something I think, but I don't feel like it's right, then you are able to tap into that straight away. Oh, this is a limiting belief. This isn't true. This isn't the truth. Now, this is where the subconscious mind and the conscious mind come into play with our beliefs. Our conscious mind is what we logically know, and the subconscious mind is where we house our emotions, and it's in charge of our nervous system. The subconscious mind works 24/7 in the background and is basically home to all our beliefs and behavior. Its job is to keep us alive and safe, and it's like this vast storage system housing all our memories, experiences, and deeply ingrained beliefs. It operates beneath our awareness. It influences our reactions and behaviors based on past conditioning. And it responds to all the information we come into contact at any 1 second, which it then feeds that information through our systems of beliefs and programs to determine what action, risks, emotions, and anything else that needs to happen in order to keep us safe. Now, conscious mind is our latest piece of software. So if you would look at it, the subconscious mind is like this old software. We can't actually give it an update, but we can reprogram it, right? But the conscious mind is our latest piece of software, and it's constantly being updated by things that we're seeing and witnessing in our world. It's our creative, rational, analytical part of our brain that is responsible for decision-making and willpower. And it comes into play when we're older, so after we've gone from the ages of 7, and it's what we function in every day on a day-to-day basis. It's our beta brainwave state, okay? So while the conscious mind might decide to link positively to something that we want or we're desiring or a thought, it's the subconscious mind that holds the true power over our beliefs. And it's often, which again are often shaped by childhood as well as repeated thoughts. This is why consciously wanting to change a belief can be challenging. Until the subconscious mind is reprogrammed, old patterns tend to persist. When we prove to ourselves that relationships are hard or hard to find the right partner, that there's not enough good men out there or partners, the subconscious mind goes, well, I like that. You say that a lot to yourself. You talk about that a lot. That must be true. And I like that you're constantly seeing and receiving proof of that as well. That's familiar. Show me more. Okay? If you're constantly feeding your subconscious mind with the same information day in and day out through your thoughts and your own actions and behaviors, you are constantly feeding it based on what you have been told or what you have formulated on your own. And it will constantly create the shortcut, because the subconscious mind loves shortcuts. It loves habits. It doesn't want to do things the long way around. It wants to do it something that's quick and easy. And the belief that this must be true. And then the subconscious mind constantly is scanning around for you. It will constantly create the shortcut and the belief that this must be true. And then the subconscious mind will constantly scan your environment, your external reality, like what you're seeing through your eyeballs and what you're living day to day, and feed that back to you. Because it will be constantly going, well, you just heard someone over in the coffee shop talk about a relationship and how there's no good men in the sea. That too, fish in the sea, men in the world. And you went to a party and you had this very long discussion with a friend about how they hadn't found the right person and you haven't, and how, online dating is crap and you can't find anybody and there's nobody in this like vicinity that is worth dating because there are just no good people out there. You're constantly living in a feedback loop. Your subconscious mind's going, well, you're still talking about it, thinking about it, feeling about it that way. So let's find that in your external reality. There's another example. Here's another conversation. There's another one of your thoughts. So we're just going to keep repeating it. Oh, look, there's another lemon that you've just dated. Oh, no, there's another frog that just, ghosted you or had a bad experience with, or whatever it is. Do you see what I mean? Constantly giving you the feedback loop to keep you safe, because it only knows that that pattern is true for you. It only knows that there are no good people in the world, or there's not enough left in the world for you to date and find that loving, supportive, secure soulmate relationship, right? So how do you change it? How do you change that cycle? How do you get off it? How the hell do you get off this loop? Where you're just constantly feeding and receiving and feeding and receiving and patterning and patterning and patterning all this stuff, right? You have to shift the belief. So go back and start asking yourself, is this belief mine or someone else's? Is this true? Is this something that I grew up with and I subconsciously have just adopted it and believe that it's mine? Or is there evidence that this isn't true? Is there evidence out there that I've got friends and family who have loving, supportive partners and that they met them well later on in life, or in the same town, where you feel like the pool of potential is just limited, right? You have to shift the belief. Now, thinking positive through the conscious mind is a start, but the subconscious mind needs to be rewired and delete the old belief and replace it with a new one. Because remember, our subconscious mind holds onto all these beliefs, right? So first of all, ask yourself, is this belief mine or someone else's? Does this feel true for me? Yes or no? Then to shift it, start feeling the emotions and the feelings around what it would be like to have that loving, deeply supportive relationship. And if we're going back to business, go back to those feelings and emotions. How would it feel to wake up and knowing that you're working and fulfilling your dream desire of having your own business? Like, what would it look like to see money come through and serving clients and customers and developing new programs or products to sell, or, networking or meeting people, or just the overall effect of like coming home and going, wow, I had the best day at work and now we've got our family holiday planned and I've got, all our expenses are paid for on this trip because I've got money in the bank for it. Like, what would it feel like within that? A manifestation happens on a physical form when the feeling of what you want to have matches that manifestation. So if you're feeling jaded, down, grumpy, unhappy in some way for the lack of love in your life, you got to shift that emotion. Shift how you will and want to feel when you're in that loving and supportive relationship. How would you feel? How would you act and how would you be? That's also very key, right? Prove in micro moments every day that there is evidence and actual physical proof that there are plenty of amazing people out there, men, women, anybody else, and solid, loving, supportive relationships. Base this on people you already know. Look at friends that are guys, Do you have friends that are amazing, like male friends that are amazing and that they're just wonderful? Or are they complete a-holes? And do you have any colleagues, any decent ones out there also in loving and supportive relationships, or are they all just like nut jobs? So it doesn't mean that you're going to fall in love with your male friends or your colleagues, but you're just looking at them as proof, as evidence that there are actually great guys out there. Look at your family as well. Who's got those loving, supportive relationships that you admire and you think, yes, I would love to have one day. When we shrink the current neural pathway to create a new one, the new neural pathway gets stronger and becomes the new belief. Now, here is the crunch, the final crunch of this episode. A belief is a repetitive thought that we have over and over again. Our thoughts create our belief system, and our beliefs create our reality. Change your reality, you have to change your beliefs. You want to change your beliefs, you got to change your thoughts. And you want to change your thoughts, ask yourself, how do you want to feel? Yeah. When you have that in mind, you can start tweaking and shifting and changing things. And you can do this all on your own. It is possible. Yes, it is sometimes great that you can work with a coach and maybe get things streamlined, or they can help you see things in a different perspective or a different way. But really, at the end of the day, you could pull your finger out and do this work yourself. You honestly could. There is so much free content out there, honestly. I'm just even like, I'm here to promote my 3-month coaching program and let you know that the doors are open for my next 3-month client. But at the same time, I'm just going to say to you, you could coach yourself. There is plenty of free content out there, whether it's on my podcast or somebody else's or on YouTube, where you could help shift and change beliefs, right? And it is possible. It isn't actually hard work. It's actually really, really, really simple. Anyway, in my next episode 77, you're going to love it, I share with you how I guide my clients to shift a single belief in under 90 minutes, not seconds, minutes, in a coaching session with me, and how that helps them just exceed and excel within what they're truly desiring and calling in. So stay tuned for that episode next week. I know you're going to love it. I loved recording that. And yeah, if you've got any questions, you want to talk about more about the subconscious mind bizzo, or you're not really understanding anything that I talked about and you want some more clarification, if you're feeling like, wow, okay, right, I'm ready. I'm ready to create my successful, thriving business. I'm ready to have that lifestyle that matches what I am working and doing, not working for, I'd say like working alongside, because you can have a business that doesn't feel like work. That's my job. That's what I do. But yeah, if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to make some powerful shifts and changes and start really meeting face to face with those desires and bringing them into your reality, I've got a place open in my 3-month coaching program right now. You can hit the link in the show notes below and fill out the form or jump on a clarity call. Let's have a chat. Let's have a conversation. Let's see if I can support you in the ways that you truly imagine. And let's make some magic happen, my love. Anyway, I'm going to leave you here. Have a fabulous day. Thank you for listening as always. Sending you so much love. Until the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to today's episode. Please rate and review this podcast so that it can continue to thrive and reach more listeners. I love to know who my listeners are, so please screenshot this episode and tag me on Instagram at Anna F. Hastie. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode.